I'm Pieta Keating. 2 years ago, I was one of the original cast on the television series Treasure Island. For a month, we lived on a remote, uninhabited Fijian island with little food or shelter and a mission to find the $20,000 in hidden treasure. Tonight, we return to that same island, still uninhabited, but this time with a new cast, all of them household names in this country. Their mission is to uncover $20,000 for charity. But will life on Treasure Island be any easier for the rich and famous than it was for us? Well, over the next few weeks, I'll be your guide and their tormentor as we find out. This is the Beachcomber, a huge catamaran that each day carries hundreds of tourists through the beautiful blue waters of Fiji, ferrying them to island hideaways. But today, there is no anticipation of luxury resorts on this boat. Instead, we're heading for somewhere very special, an uninhabited oasis that is about to become home to 14 well-known New Zealanders. On this rugged, remote island, they will be abandoned and left to fend for themselves. Left to live amongst sea snakes, sharks, rats, bats and wild goats. Left to battle the elements and each other. But theirs is also a special mission because they are on a treasure hunt. Whatever they're expecting, being household names will not earn any one of these 14 special treatment. They will still have to build their own shelter, find their own food, solve the clues and ultimately uncover the treasure. As today we begin Celebrity Treasure Island.
Watch out for the text question in tonight's Celebrity Treasure Island and be in to win a trip for 6 to a Treasure Island with D-Juice and Telecom Mobile.
This is the uninhabited island which will be home to our treasure hunters. All they know is that they'll be split into 2 teams and sent to live at opposite ends of the island.
That's the sun setting on the west, that's north, that's us at this end of the island.
Leading the south team is Frank Bunce, who may be a legendary All Black centre, but is he tough enough to tackle Treasure Island?
I've never caught a fish in my life, I don't hunt, I can't cook. What am I going to do?
Nikki Watson is one of the country's leading models, but will forgo all life's luxuries on this adventure.
My biggest fear would be going to the toilet in the night when it's dark and you don't have any light. And obviously there's going to be a few creepy crawlies around, so that's definitely the one I'm worried about.
John Cox is usually seen swinging his power tools around the TV2 series My House, My Castle, and he'll need all those building skills on this island.
I'm doing this for charity because it's a good thing to do, and just because it's a competitive sort of thing, and I'm kind of a competitive sort of guy.
Actress Katrina Hobbs will have no emergency clinic to help her out on this one.
I don't think it's going to be luxury, but I love sleeping under the stars, so I don't think it'd be too bad.
Dominic Bowden's usual role as a music show presenter will be of no use when it comes to hunting and gathering.
My biggest fear would be to let my team down, I guess.
And Jane Kylie's skills as a television presenter will do nothing to keep those creepy crawlies at bay.
I can handle the daylight, but at night time you really don't know what's happening, and I mean, I don't really like a moth in my bedroom, so that'll be fun.
International swimmer Trent Bray may be an ace in the pool, but this ocean hides other dangers.
Biggest fear is, I think for myself, is actually swimming out in the water and having something coming and nibbling on my toe.
And that's the blue team, who will live at the south end of the island. Lining up against them in the north camp and wearing a red bandana is changing rooms designer Sally Ridge, who fears life on an empty stomach.
I love my food. I think that will hammer me a little bit because I'm such a sweet tooth.
Former international cricketer Danny Morrison will have to vary his pace to cope with life here.
My greatest fear would have to be getting no sleep, because you know what women are like? They talk all night.
ZM Network DJ Nikki Sunderland is preparing for life without makeup or luxuries.
I'm expecting hard work and lots of sun, and to be wearing loads of sunscreen and no lipstick.
But actor Anthony Ray Parker desperately wants to be there when the treasure is finally discovered.
I like to win, so I don't want to lose. I'm expecting to see this to the end.
Television presenter Stacey Daniels will have to learn to live and sleep alongside strangers.
What I'm hoping is that we'll surprise ourselves and manage to deal with little things like ants and sand and each other's body odour.
Handy Andy Dye's building skills will be vital when it comes to erecting a shelter, but will that be enough?
Just finding food. It's going to be my biggest problem, because without food I fall to pieces.
Erica Tokach may be able to sing better than her competitors, but that won't help her find food or solve the clues.
To be put in a situation where, you know, you don't have your shower and you don't have all your makeup and your toiletries and the comforts of home, and just having to get into a completely different lifestyle without your cell phone and things, I think it'll be really, I don't know, it might be quite character building for me.
That's the North team, who wear red bandanas and complete the 14 adventurers about to try and win $20,000 for the charity Youth Line. By the time the contestants' boat arrives at Treasure Island, there is less than an hour's daylight left, and it is time to say goodbye to people who will now become their arch rivals.
Alright, okay man, take care bro, have a good one, okay?
They are, after all, famous, so they presume that for the first night at least, they'll have food and shelter. But they're about to experience the first of many disappointments, which will mar their early days on Treasure Island.
That's a rock, not a brick.
Matches.
We've got some matches.
There are matches, but nothing to light them with. A few trinkets, but no food. It will be a hungry first night on this unforgiving island.
I was really surprised about how little was there. I actually thought we'd get food provided for us right then and there. I thought that there would at least be, you know, maybe flour and rice, and that was it. You know, at least in that sense we would have something, but there was nothing.
So it is a shell-shocked and very hungry 14 celebrities who wake up to reality after their first night on the island.
Until 12:30 in the morning.
I did not until I woke up. I swear to God, I woke up and I saw this lump, like here, but it was just going. Oh. Somehow a crab got into my mosquito net, and it kind of rested. We're talking right here, and I opened my eyes, and I was very calm. I'd just like to say, like, I did not. No matter what Coxie said, I was very calm until I realised that there was something there.
It was huge. How big was that crab?
It's probably about that big.
At the other end of the island, North team wake up to no food, but their fire has been lit. The question is, how did it happen?
Oh, well, that was that's an interesting question, but that took a while.
Well, that's a tough one, isn't it?
How do we light the fire? We light the fire with the spark, with the flint on the rock, and then we got one of the tissues out.
I can't exactly remember because I wasn't there at the exact time.
I didn't do it, actually.
But, hey, fire's going.
Have North Camp cheated just hours into the challenge? Treasure Island has ways of eventually finding out. Meanwhile, at South Camp, they're trying more basic fire starting methods.
Fire. Still haven't got a fire going. We didn't have any luck last night, but we've seen smoke come from the other end of the island, and they've either worked that away using the flint that we couldn't, or else they've used a lighter.
And then again, Coxie did point out that we've got nothing to cook anyway, so what the hell do we need a fire for?
We've got the matches, but we don't have any way of lighting them, so...
Well, we've got no food, so we're going to have to starve.
Everyone's kind of like going, oh man, want some food, where's the food? I was kind of imagining that Just Juice ad where they sit on the hammock and the two fruits hit each other and it falls on your face, and all the beautiful fruit everywhere, and the mangoes and the pineapples, but there's nothing except for coconut. So we're a little bit disillusioned by that. We don't really know who to blame.
One food there's plenty of on Treasure Island is coconuts, but then of course you've got to find an easy way to get them off the trees.
The problem we have is the coconuts are so high, and Danny boy here just, his feet didn't work. They're not very Fijian. So found this sort of, what is it, twine sort of stuff. We're going to lash this machete onto the end of a long pole. And then with both of us, we should be able to knock a few coconuts off.
Yes!
We're all so hungry, we're starving. I'd do anything for a bag of licorice all sorts, or licorice, or M&Ms, or rocket salad.
They're used to luxuries, aren't they, the ridges? Her being that very light little frame, she's she, by her own admission, she picks a lot with food. She eats a lot all the time, so she might find that, and she is probably feeling a little bit tough. And as we know, she's a lolly junkie too, and you can't have those here.
They might not be eggs.
You hug we cook.
There you go.
I read in the SAS survival guide that you're meant to just pierce one hole in it and then drink it out. So we stuck this in here and it pierced the hole and voila, coconut. It's actually quite...
Oh, God, it's awful, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
I like it.
It's coconuts for breakfast in both camps.
Just got to master how to open them without spilling the milk.
What they don't know is that later today they will begin their treasure hunt, and one team will find food and the other will go into day 3 still starving.
I think it'll become more apparent in about 2 days' time what we really need, because that's when we'll start getting really hungry and weak, and it'll become very apparent what we'll want then.
Hey guys, welcome to life on Treasure Island.
Keep watching tonight's show and answer this question to be in to win a trip for 6 to a Treasure Island with D-Juice and Telecom Mobile. Text your answer to 2010.
Food, water and shelter are the necessities of life, and it's obviously no different when you are famous, because both teams are now in a building phase.
We're building a circular hut. It's divided into 7 places, one for each person, 7 little triangles. Each person's got to dig a hole. Each person's got to stick a stick in. We have a centre pole goes up, and we build everything off it. Everyone can get in and out whenever they want during the night. No one has to call over each other. So that'll be much easier than having... It's a barn!
Wasn't that bad?
All right, how deep does this have to be? A little bit more, just break up that.
Of course, some people are proving to be far more practical than others.
Well, Cox is obviously a bit of a leader, and he's a builder, and he's a very practical bloke.
At home I'd use flax, but found this stuff, and the bark of it is real flexible. And we're able to use it to tie stuff.
Cox is awesome. I think we're going to have a very nice place to sleep tonight.
We're kind of first-class luxury accommodation over this side, and I can imagine Andy and the rest of them wouldn't be living nearly as good as we are.
Yes, in North Camp too, it's Andy the builder who's left to sort out the shelter.
Let me see. Whoa!
Here we go.
Flying chips.
Ready, steady, push.
Whoa, watch out with that machine.
Push this way.
Tree.
Okay.
I think that he probably felt like he had that big weight of responsibility on him because he's Andy, the handy builder guy. So he's been trying to live up to that. And yeah, and he's been doing really well. I just hope we don't burn him out, the poor man, with our weight of expectation.
Where did you find the fishing line? Just on the beach? Yeah, but it must have been here tonight because it's... And there's 2. We've got 2. Look. But they're in a very big tangle.
We can catch some lunch. Quite funny, we weren't actually meant to have those. Some Fijians left them here, so we're very lucky that we actually do have a fishing line.
We've been told that anything we find on the island we can keep, so we found them. So I think we're pretty lucky in that aspect, so hopefully we can catch something. We want to pop out this afternoon and do that.
And Sally's blooming good at fishing, I hear. Oh, mate, I'm the best fisherwoman. It's just very knotted.
And while the women fish, well, the men make the shelter.
See there? Yeah. Cool. Wow. Yeah, well, we take that down to there, and then we just join that up to there. We've got a nice, just a nice runoff.
Andy's been cool. He's been a real guider. He's been kind of almost like our ringleader. He's kind of focused everybody and been in the front and gone straight ahead and gone for it, which is cool. And we need someone like that. And Andy's it.
South Camp may not yet have a fire, but Coxie has a plan.
Woohoo! Smoking!
When you finish with that, would you like to whip up a wheel?
Yeah.
This is great.
He's built a fire bow from driftwood.
Coxie is awesome. He's like a regular MacGyver. He can make anything out of everything. He's a great team leader.
I'm no leader. We're all a team, there's no I in team, so I'm just concentrating on survival at the moment.
He's taken on pretty much the role of a leader because I think with his practical knowledge, being a chippy, And the first task, obviously, was to get ourselves sorted up with some shelter, which, you know, he's had all the good ideas.
Well, this is where architecture meets Treasure Island. Green on the outside, green on the inside. I'm sure that gives it that indoor-outdoor feeling. I'm happy with it. Inside, the result's great. It's one big open-plan living. Each person dug their own hole, put in their own post. These beams I put up to a centre pole, and the whole thing holds itself up beautifully because it's dug in the sand.
North Camp's shelter is much more conventional thanks to Handy Andy.
We've used trees for the corners here, in the far corner there. Long poles that go from tree to tree. I've put in a big solid bamboo one right here and strapped that to this tree. So we're using what's growing as well as what's dead. Hey guys!
The sound of the gong means the teams must meet on the main beach, and at this stage they have no idea why they're to meet. No idea that their treasure hunt is about to begin.
I have here a clue for each team. Now you will have to work out what the text messaging words mean and what the poems mean. Each team will have a different poem. The poem will then tell you how and where to find another clue. Once you find that clue, you're in a race. Now you will both have the same destination, but once you get there you will have a choice of 2 options. Once you touch one option, that's it. There's no turning back. So here are your clues. You may start now. Go, go, go. Thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay, so we've got to figure out
Southwest Beach.
On South Beach.
your marker
floats.
Floats.
And
under it is
the harp.
That
Pin you.
The North team's clue reads, on Southwest Beach your marker floats, and under it lies all that you hoped.
Okay, so we've got to go right to the south, right to the bottom point, which is where they are.
Yeah.
Probably out on
It's floating.
a floating buoy or something.
Can we go now?
Underneath it.
The North team are on the right track.
Find highest water at the top of the plant. Search deep with CRE to find your answer.
I don't think
top of
that's
this place.
it's not that. Not that. It's this
top of
this place.
The clue for the south reads, find highest water at top of this place. Search deep with care to find your ace.
Oh, the other guys are off, guys. Okay, should we start moving somewhere, trying to work it out on the way?
There's
Do we know where we're
a
going?
hill up there, so if we go to the
Find
highest
the
point.
highest water at the top of this place.
So they head off on their first treasure hunt, a treasure hunt that will eventually end with 2 of them fighting for $20,000 for charity. These are 14 very strong personalities, and perhaps disagreements are inevitable.
We either
And we need to
go
move.
round the rocks or through the island.
Because if we do get over to this point and then there is a drop or if there's something, then what are we going to do? We're going to have to backtrack and come all the way back.
I think this is surefire. That might be quicker, but we don't know. It's an unknown quantity, so this way we definitely know we can get there. Let's go.
I disagree. I think we should take the creek. The creek is taking us through the island. Okay, we head south, and then we veer off to the right once we reach their camp. I mean, that's going to take us west.
Though most of the team wants to walk around, they bow to Anthony Ray and head off into the unknown.
It was an interesting move to go over the hill.
How did that happen?
Choosing what looks like the most direct route over the route they know proves to be a rough and relentless trek.
The scrub, full on. We girls are just covered in scratches. I think the boys are lucky they got hairy legs, but the rest of us shaved before we all came here.
And there are other obstacles, namely a steep cliff.
I think this is a tremendous idea. Mate, look at what we're going down. A cliff which is shaped like this. Tremendous.
We did get really lost with the first clue, which was a bit of a bummer. We kind of didn't know where we were at and that sort of thing, which was really disappointing. But if we had have done it right the first time, we would have been there.
I'm not saying that my decisions are the right ones. I just think that we need to work together collectively to make better decisions. So we'll have to have a little powwow on that one.
It would have been quicker for North Team to walk around the island. Now they are lost in rugged bush and this could cost them the prize of precious food. It's just day one and there are tensions and doubts in the team.
He's pretty strong. He's very determined and very adamant on what he wants to do.
An hour into their challenge and both celebrity teams are confused. It has never been more apparent that this treasure hunting business is not as easy as it looks.
I think top of this place rather than tip.
No, but highest water means the high tide mark.
I think we got off to a bad start because we didn't think the clues were going to be really, really hard, and we should have stuck with our instinct of highest and top being the simplest solution to the cryptic or to the text message. But we sort of got a bit deeper into it, and I think we tried to get a bit flash, and we ended up off on a tangent.
It seems unnatural for them to be saying the top of this place when it's unlikely that water's going to be at the top. So if we think it's a tip now, the highest point, which tip?
Up here, up there, okay.
I'm for that. Vote if you want to go up the hill. Just,
oh, no.
What do you think? Whatever you think.
Yeah, I reckon at the sand, it does seem unlikely that there's water up here.
At the moment, the weakest member in our team by far would have to be me, because my eyesight is just failing and I have to keep stopping doing what I'm doing. And they rely on me to do the intricate stuff to get them through at the moment, like making hooks out of nails and stuff like that. So, yeah, I probably would be the weakest link.
Coxey's teammates still consider him the leader, and if the measure of a man is the state of his hut, then South Team prefer their builder.
Looks like Andy's MDF never turned up. Something out of a war machine.
I did have a little laugh at the state of their camp. You know, they had the mosquito nets up, and it was just it was a mess, really. So that brought a smile to my face.
Honestly, looking at their arrangements for sleeping, if it rains, they're in big trouble. Andy's going to need a big shipment of MDF to turn up pretty shortly, or else it's all over for them.
Having battled bush, scrub and internal strife, North Camp have made it across the island to the southwest shore.
We're very west, so we've got to go south a bit to make southwest.
Hey, what's that out there? There's a floating thing. It could be a fishing buoy.
Definitely worth a look.
See how it goes from light blue to blue, so I think it's going to be relatively deep. Swimming. It's toggy material. Toggy time. Yay.
I'll take this in case something's tied down.
Yeah, take the fishing thing in case we can get some fish. Take the big sharp thing.
One job at a time, Nikki, one job at a time.
The team members are not allowed to separate, so all 7 must swim out to the buoy.
All together, guys.
You right, Sally?
That's probably the longest I've ever swam in my life. I'm not a swimmer. I had to swim. And what was so fantastic about that experience of mine was the encouragement that I got from my teammates.
I didn't know he wasn't a strong swimmer. I would never have had any idea, being the strong, burly man that he is.
I mean, they hung around me, they hovered around me, and they made sure that I was getting... They didn't help me by dragging me. They coached me, they encouraged me.
It's been a long, hard, hungry day, and nothing would be more welcome than a food prize at the end.
Woohoo! We got him! It's a jar, and it's got another clue and a pocket knife and a key.
First blood for the North Team, but back on the beach, their very last rivals are watching, and it doesn't feel good.
Oh, looks like they found something. We got really downhearted because we watched the other team getting their clue, and then we didn't. We walked around the entire island by that stage and hadn't got anywhere.
While people were a little bit down, you know, because of all the hard work we'd put in, motivation, you might think would be a problem, but people were only down in the first instance, and that was when we actually realised that we had got the wrong end of the stick.
Maybe TP is top, not tip.
Yeah.
But we've had a lovely walk around the island. So, option 2...
We had 2 options this morning. One was to
crevices, check crevices,
check crevices at the tip, otherwise it's at the top.
Now we're up.
We decided in the beginning that we were going to go up, and then we looked at the clue again and read into it a little bit more, and unfortunately decided that it meant the wrong thing, so we all sort of had a vote and went on our way around the island. So we're going up.
Nikki's a model, dressed to the nines, you know, it's all glam and that. But when we started walking around the island, I thought she's going to be at the back, we're going to have to wait for all day, but no way, she was like 3rd in line. Coming through the water, fell over, not a worry, dived in. Yeah, she's hardening up really well. I think I'd have her on my team any day above half the other guys on the other team.
I'm having fun. I'm not missing that much. A hot bath or a shower would be really nice. That's it. Oh, my new car. I had a new car arrive on Monday and I didn't even get to see it, so. But how can you miss something that you haven't already had, so.
Keep walking, guys. We'll catch up.
Like they got one.
Keep moving.
I was dying to go swimming at that stage because we were hot and bothered and had been walking for ages. And I also thought, oh damn, they've found their clue and we've got nothing.
So North Team are first to find the next clue. It will give them a head start in the race for food.
Careful of this because the map's ripped.
Yeah.
Okay.
Zenith.
On the south?
Bounty. I had go forth. Be
quick.
The clue should read, on Zenith of Isle the bounty is hid. Go forth, be quick to make your bid.
It's interesting when it comes to like clues and stuff like that. I think it's really important that we all work together, and we still have this tendency of going yeah, and throwing in all these different ideas. And I think that we'll get to the stage that we'll start thinking and planning and going about things a little bit more methodically.
I think I'm good at solving the clues. I think the girls in this team, the sisterhood, are good at doing things that girls are good at, the logics. And the guys know that. They always push us forward. You know, when it comes to clues, it's usually me and Stacey that are in there doing the clues. And if I want to, I can have a really loud voice.
The second part of the hunt is a race, but North Team are now more than 24 hours without food and feeling it.
I thought it would be hard, but you're thinking that it's going to be hard when you've got a full stomach. But to actually do it without decent food, if not any food at all, that is really tough. And if you think you're sitting at home and you're thinking, oh, that's easy, God, you're a wuss, well, you try it.
Hey, Vinny, mate, you hungry?
Man, I'm starving. Other survivors and Treasure Island participants on television, man, you just don't have a clue as to what they're going through mentally, physically, emotionally, and we're into it 100%, and this is incredible.
For 4 hours, South Team have been searching for the water mentioned in their clue. With little hope of finding it, they head up to the top of the island.
Yes! Look, water! Maybe oh, yay!
At this stage, our celebrities' clothes are still clean. The bottom of the pond is probably not.
Very inviting. The clue, it led to jumping in the water. But part of me was thinking, nah, there's no way they would want us to go in there. I just saw a leech. And then I thought, actually, no, they would probably love to see us all go in there. So that's why I just thought I'd bite the bullet and jump in.
I'm in with your feet. We're not even going to be able to see if we have the goggles and mask on. Come on, guys.
I don't think most people try and rush into a pond that looks that brown, with insects floating all over the top of it. But we did all eventually get in there.
And kick everything. Flush them out. Nikki said she saw leeches, which really bothered me a lot because I just couldn't cope with leeches.
It seems that a grid search is the best way to find what lurks beneath the murky pond.
Just come this side of it.
Join up.
Come this side of it. Sweeping. What do you mean?
Oh, it'll be another rock.
Oh, rock.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a rock star.
We're looking for a bottle or a...
Let's get out of here and go! Go!
In the jar is another clue and 2 valuable little treasures.
Another knife. Poem.
A Swiss Army knife?
And
the key.
We've got to read it.
On Zenith.
On Zenith.
On Zenith of Isle, the bounty is hid. Go forth, be quick to make your bid.
To make your...
bed. Yeah. Okay, let's go, guys. Back up the top.
Both teams now have a key and a clue to where they're going, but South Team have an advantage. They're already on top of the island. All they need to do is find the highest point, while their rivals are still on their way up. The race is on.
Here it is, guys.
And now the race is won. It's South Team who are first to what they are looking for, and the key they found now has a use.
I reckon Chris going to go with the right one. We saw the feathers, we saw the box move, we know there's a chicken in there, but it's one night's feed. If we go for that one over there, we don't know what's in it. Hopefully it's fishing gear and we'll get fish and we'll get maybe some rice. I don't know. We're faced with 2 boxes. We could see feathers in the left one, so we're pretty sure it was a chook. Had no way of knowing it was in the other one. So whichever one we touched, that was it. There was no going back. It's such a tough choice to make when you're hungry. If you make it wrong, you could starve.
Do we go chicken or do we go this one?
Which box they choose will decide whether they eat it all today. But if they take the chicken, they may have to kill it.
Do you guys want to see me kill a chicken? Because you're all going to have to watch.
No, we don't have to watch
Well,
it.
let's not do it. Let's just go
Let's
there.
go. Okay, let's go this.
Then they have to kill it.
The decision is made. They will not take the chicken, but the other box. Using the key they found, they make a heartbreaking discovery.
Oh, you're kidding. It's jammies, which is fantastic. And a can.
Hey, at least we've got some more cooking. You know, when you're dealing with 50-50, you only go one way and you're either right or you're wrong. So, well, we have to live with that.
Bugger.
I guess we should have gone with what we knew was there, but doesn't matter.
We haven't had any food, and then you miss out on the reward at the end of the day because you chose the wrong box, and it can be quite frustrating. Everyone's kind of like going, oh man, I want some food, where's the food?
South Team have also missed out on the piece of the treasure map. They have no fire, no chicken dinner.
Team decisions? I would have killed it. Well, no. Now Andy's job.
Unfortunately, I think I assisted in the fact that we didn't get the box with the map piece in it because I couldn't handle the fact that we were going to have to kill a chicken. Sorry. But I don't know how I feel in a couple of days. Maybe I want to kill a chicken then.
North Team wasted too much time finding the zenith of the island.
They've beaten us. They've beaten us, but we've still got our one that opens. We just need the key.
I'm quite gutted that we didn't beat the other team there.
It could have been better. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians. We covered too much ground, and it wasn't necessary.
The other one was empty. And this is the only one that was left.
Okay.
Oh.
But North Team have won the food prize by default. They now have a chicken.
Excuse me.
Oh, I just don't feel
Just look away, just look away. It's just like stir-fried chicken you have at home, don't worry.
No, it's not. It's disgusting.
Where it comes from.
Oh,
You'll be grateful later, girls. Yummy, yummy.
We did really well in that challenge. I think we got the booty call, getting the chicken and the piece of the map. You know, there were two choices at the top of that mountain, and they obviously made the wrong choice, and we got the right one and got the chicken and the map.
Oh, well, of course, the chicken's mighty handy, but I just thought that it was going to be something more easy to eat, you know, sort of like instantly, which just goes to show how you get used to buying things all nicely packaged from the supermarket so you can distance yourself from the fact that someone did actually go up and Danny Morrison it.
Danny did the right thing, and that was to end its life. And we were grateful for the bounty, although it was really only a taste. It was really rewarding and really felt good.
South Team know that if they're to eat, they must get food from somewhere. They don't even have fishing gear, so they realise they must trade with their rivals.
So who should we nominate to talk? Well, Mr. Olympics here, I think. Trent. He's good under pressure.
Cool.
Good under pressure.
Yeah.
Solid
Proven
choice.
track record.
Solid choice.
How do you feel about that? Okay, cool.
I don't mind speaking.
What have we got that we're prepared to give away? Nothing. Hammocks.
We've got a hammock.
That's a good point, actually.
As in any society, in order to live, you must trade. Now, you can trade anything, apart from each other, or pieces of the treasure map. Either team can call a trader meeting at any time, but only two people, one person from each team, may speak during the trader meeting. You may trade.
Okay, the reason we've called a trade meeting is that we've been doing a bit too much fishing and we've lost our hooks, and we wanted to know if you had any fishing hooks at all.
Yes, we do have fishing hooks. How many are you looking for?
And how many you got?
You called this trade. You have to let me know how many you want.
5.
Well, we can't give you 5.
How many can you give us?
What are you prepared to offer?
But is there anything you guys are after?
How are your food supplies?
No problem.
What do you got?
Fish.
Trent has claimed South already have fish. It's a bluff.
He was trying to steer me down, but that's part of the game. I mean, you just go in there and try and look staunch, and I think the whole idea of it is to try and come away thinking that you've got the upper hand from the other team.
What else you got?
Coconuts.
We've all got coconuts. How big are your fish?
What?
How big are your fish?
South team have been caught out. The bluff's been called.
We're not willing to trade fish.
You're not willing to trade fish?
We've got some fishing line and that's it.
We won't be requiring those items.
Okay. It's not a problem. Well, that's probably about it then.
That's it?
Yep. So I might as well call an end to the meeting.
The team's part having traded nothing.
Okay, well then, next time.
Okay.
I felt that we came out on top. We all felt that we came out on top. They really didn't have a lot to offer. So unless they're going to offer us something that we need, there's no point in trading, is there? It's kind of silly, really, isn't it?
I actually thought he was going to crack on the fishing line and just give us the hooks. I don't actually think they got fishing line.
At the trading meeting, I think the game was bluff. They wanted food, and that was obvious because they wouldn't trade for anything but food. So they've obviously found some nylon or something to use it for string if they've got the hooks.
I thought I'd make out we had lots of food, so they get all pissed off and be all worried about it.
Exactly, it's all mind game.
Maybe there is no better victory than when both teams think they have won, but there are never two winners on Treasure Island. As the treasure hunters' first full day on the island draws to a close, reality has well and truly set in. There are no favours for the famous here.
I'm very hungry, and I miss my kids. Food has been, well, there hasn't been any really today. And too many chiefs and not enough Indians. Into the fire, come on. Into the fire, guys. Flip it over a little bit. Watch out for the axe. To tell the truth, I'm not having as much fun as I thought I would have. I think mainly it's because we're working a little bit too hard to achieve a goal. It's not easy, man. It's not easy. Hard. But we'll get through it. Yeah. I am hungry.
But there is worse to come for North Camp. Their miraculous fire has put them under suspicion of carrying contraband. Even in primitive society, there are rules and laws, and there are penalties when you break them. Just to clarify, you do understand the rules as in what you are allowed to bring and what you're not allowed to bring on the island? You sure?
Yep.
No one's got anything that they'd like to fess up now, because it's your last chance. You've got something you're not allowed, I want it out now. Lighters, cigarettes, alcohol. All right, so if I grab a couple of bags, like, okay, if I go up and grab, let's see. Whose is this one? Whose is that one? Who's that bag? All right, empty it. The suspicion is that they have a lighter or matches, but instead the search will uncover other surprises hidden in the bags of two of the North team.
That is mine.
These bags here. Empty that.
Okay, do you want to make it bag too?
Oh, no, who's left that in there? That's not mine. That's not fair. You can take that back. That's my daughter's. There you go.
Food?
Yeah, it's not mine. Yeah, that was a bit gutting, really, because some of us got sprung with that, and I didn't realise that muesli bar was left in there for my daughter, so I was a little grumpy with that.
He is so hungry, he would have eaten that by now if he knew it was there.
Anthony is dying of starvation.
If I'd known,
He could have sniffed it out. We could sniff it out there. I believe Danny when he said that the kids had the muesli bar in his bag because it was only a little one. It was tiny, and if you're going to bring a muesli bar, you're going to bring a big one.
Oh, what's this?
Oh, it's a cigarette.
So you've got food and you've got cigarettes?
One cigarette. It's in my bag, which I haven't even used since I've been here.
I mean, geez, Nan, when we found the cigarette in Nikki's bag, it was like, heck, what have we done and what's it going to cost us?
Okay, guys, I'm going to give you the option. I'm going to walk away from this, Now, as we do treat this as a serious offence, I'm going to give you the option to come up with something that you think is substantial enough to rectify the breaking of the rules. And then once you've decided on what that is, I want you to go to the other camp and present it to them.
Do we have to do this tonight?
It's got to be done tonight. Tonight.
Now. Those sneaky rats, Nikki and Danny. Nikki with the smokes, well, that was her risk, and, you know, she knew it was a risk. I don't know whether she realised we're going to get penalised for it, and we did, so hopefully everyone's learned from that.
Give them fishing line.
What did they want in the trade?
We can give them one.
They want the hook.
North team have few possessions, but they must now give something precious to their rivals.
No way, man.
They will, because otherwise they're going to come back and they're going to ping us. One's pathetic.
How many we got? 5.
5.
At least 2.
So as night falls, North team make the trek around the island to confess their misdeeds to their surprised rivals.
Now, food and cigarettes are not part of our allocation. So as part of our punishment, we're parting with these precious fish hooks.
You guys have had food and cigarettes?
We have been sprung with those.
Have you?
But I reckon you knew.
What?
I reckon you knew.
We knew what?
Danny has just accused South Camp of dobbing them in.
We're out of here, man. We're out of here. Good job, Danny. Good job, man. Good job, man.
No, I was really surprised that they thought we did that, because how would we know? How could we possibly know they had food and cigarettes?
A little bit upset because even though they gave us the fish hooks, they still had more food than us, which means they had more energy than us, which is an unfair advantage. They've had food, they've got a fire.
So if that fire came from illegal means, I mean, we need proof of them lighting their fire, don't we?
We had a suspicion that the fire was lit not the proper way, but we never had any idea that they had any food or any cigarettes on the island. So that was a bit disappointing to think that they were cheating.
What's even more surprising is that even though Nikki's contraband cost her team valuable fish hooks, she's not learned her lesson.
See this? Lipstick. I have to confess to it now because, you know, I wouldn't want to get caught out with it. This is a luxury item, you know. It's like end of every day. Could put a little bit of lippy on there and feel like $1 million.
Because of their cheating ways, it's kind of changed the playing fields a little bit.
The competition has changed for all. Friendship has gone out the door. Not only did North Team have contraband, there are also suspicions about how they lit that fire. They may have cheated to get precious food.
I will eat it anyway. I don't care. I will eat it anyway.
I must admit, I'm sort of quite tired and keen for a feed, and even though we were grossing out about how Danny killed the chicken, we're quite keen to eat it, I think. And you just kind of have to in order to be able to do all these things.
Look at that. Stunning behaviour.
At the other end of the island, they still have no dinner and no fire.
I have to say, I don't think I'd be lasting here much longer without Coxie, because he gets us all riled up and building, and I mean, if you see our hut, it's pretty cool, and Coxie designed the whole thing and asked us what we wanted, and yeah, so he's been really good.
How's it going, Sparky?
No little red engine.
No little red engine. Oh, smells nice.
I feel a little bit left up to doing the, you know, it's Coxie get the fire going, Coxie catch the fish, Coxie make the hut. It's kind of a little bit, no, it doesn't worry me, but, you know, they're relying on me too much. So if I end up getting out evicted, I don't know how they'll handle it.
Famine for some, feast for others.
Get in there.
Oh, that's a big bite.
Finger licking.
Man, I've been waiting all day for this. I'm one happy guy. All day for this chicken here. Here, try some of that.
While one team feasts, another still battles for even the most basic necessities.
Yeah, so now well, I'm over this, but I think it should work. But if it doesn't, maybe we can try the telescope with the sun on it, onto some of this.
It should work, because it sounds pretty hot during the day.
Fire is really important to this survival on this island now. And once we've got fish, got no way of marinating it, haven't got any lemons, got coconut milk, but I'm going to have to cook it. The only way to cook it's with fire. The hot sun will only make it go off.
Since we're completely and utterly starving, I think probably the best thing to do is go to bed and go to sleep so I can stop thinking about it.
Yeah. Conserve energy for tomorrow's 25-kilometre run, which we've got first thing in the morning.
Without fire, there seems little hope and little happiness on Celebrity Treasure Island. Less than 2 days into their island adventure, our celebrity treasure hunters have already resorted to dirty tricks. They're hungry for food, they're hungry for victory, but tomorrow they're a day closer to 2 of them being eliminated from Treasure Island and their chance to win $20,000 for charity. I'll see you then.